absolute mass chaos during our main event tonight here at Clobberpalooza Classic II. Refs were down everywhere, but the fact of the matter is, you are still the 3XW heavyweight champion, successfully defending the title over former WWE superstar Al Snow. I mean, this has got to be the biggest win of your career.
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be proud the fact you came out on top of a guy like Al Snow.
I didn't expect any different.
Okay. I mean, you've always been a confident champion, but there weren't any nerves whatsoever. I mean, Al Snow is a top-level competitor for your title.
I'm Jeremy Wyatt. Al Snow should have been the one that's nervous. I've already faced Al Snow. I faced him back in January. I didn't say, hey, 3XW, go find me an opponent to defend my belt. Al Snow sought me out. I'm the big deal. Al Snow's, he's Al Snow. He carries around a head and goes, head. I'm the champ, baby. He's a chump.
I know. He's a chump? I mean, this is total disrespect you're showing Al Snow. This is kind of ridiculous, quite frankly.
That's ridiculous?
Yes.
What is ridiculous is your tie. What is ridiculous is the fact that you have a job in this company. What is ridiculous is the stupid, retarded look you have on your face right now wondering what I'm saying to you. What is ridiculous is you're still holding this microphone and let me talk down to you like you're some kind of chump, which you are.
I'm just doing my job, Jeremy. I'm a professional. I'm here to do it.
It's Jeremy, not Jeremy. You don't do your job very well. Who am I wrestling next month?
Hey.
You don't know. Do your job.
You don't know either.
I don't care. I'm the champ, baby. It doesn't matter if it's Rory Fox, Mark Sterling, Gage Octane, Devin Carter, Sue Carter, Ellen Carter, Tyler Cook, you little punk. Come on back so I can beat your ass. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm the champ. I'm the best in the Midwest.
Well,
I am a loss for words.
not at a loss for words. You're right. You are the best in the Midwest right now.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. See that? Me and him are getting together. We're going to become pals. He's like, hey, this guy is the best in the Midwest. Hey, hold on. Hey, I got a question for you. It's my microphone now. I have a question for you.
What's that?
What's it like being the absolute worst interviewer in all of 3XW? No one cares.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to 3X Wrestling Outside the Ring. Here from the beautiful 3X Wrestling Studios, I'm Midnight Guthrie, and that's Chad Milan. As you saw moments ago, Jeremy Wyatt managed to defeat Al Snow by disqualification, I should ask, and retain the 3XW Heavyweight title at our last event, Clobberpalooza Classic II. It was a mega spectacular event. All sorts of crazy events happened, which we'll discuss throughout the show. But, Chad, I mean, what's your take on Wyatt? I mean, he's definitely a phenomenal athlete, but he's a terribly disrespectful man, I should say. And he really made a fool out of me there with his comments after the show.
Well, he really did. I mean, obviously, it's quite a big task to take on somebody like Al Snow. But Jeremy Wyatt did, in fact, get the victory. Even though it was by disqualification, he still retained the 3XW Heavyweight Championship. And, you know, I'm a big, huge fan of Jeremy Wyatt, but I don't know. It seems as of late, his attitude, I don't know. I'm not really digging this new attitude.
And I mean, that's really saying something, because you have a terrible attitude yourself most of the time and really vouch for what some of these villains in 3X Wrestling are more about. That being said, Halloween Horror 3, our next event, October 16th, that's a Friday night at the Des Moines Social Club. The main event will be Jeremy Wyatt defending the 3XW title against the winner of a Battle Royal held earlier in the show. This is a first in 3X Wrestling to have a heavyweight champion defend the title against the winner of a same-night Battle Royal, and it should be a phenomenal challenge for Wyatt. I mean, we've a number of competitors have already entered the fray, which we will reveal more at 3xwrestling.com in the coming weeks, but that should be a heck of a matchup.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, the downside to that, not only are you in a Battle Royal, but then you got to go on to face Jeremy Wyatt later on in the evening with practically maybe little to no rest. That's certainly stamina is going to have to play a factor in that, as it does with every kind of Battle Royal, and it's certainly going to be a test for one of the superstars here in 3XW.
It's going to be a heck of a challenge just to win the Battle Royal, And to face Wyatt and to really take it to him, that's going to take a heck of a competitor. But as you know, 3X Wrestling is full of some of the best athletes in the Midwest. Also at Clobberpalooza Classic II, we saw a lot of interesting things happening with the Gentlemen's Club. I caught up with them after their respective matches at the event and watched for the latest member of the club. Wild night here for the Gentlemen's Club. I mean, Gage Octane, you've been suspended by Skylar Pierce for October. Todd Countryman, you were kicked out of 3X Wrestling in the very next match because you brought Casanova into the Gentlemen's Club. You're now back in 3X Wrestling. Sterling, you took the fall in the match to the Horndogs, and I think you and Octane are having a lot of issues. And Casanova, the newest member, he is now a two-time 3XW Cruiserweight champion, the first man who's ever done that. And quite frankly, you and Countryman screwed over Jimmy Rockwell out of his chances of tying your record.
You know what, man? I appreciate and I respect Casanova for winning this belt, but he's really a member of the Gentlemen's Club. That's the best you can come up with.
When we find this guy last year, like last summer, like that 6-man tag with the fat boy Steve Bealey?
We might have fought. Yeah, I think we did.
That's true. That is.
And why does a new member have gold? Gage,
He won.
losing the belts. Gage, you got pinned for the belts, I believe.
You know what? You know what I think happened? I think that was your fault, Sterling. You just stick with the game plan like we always talk about. It would have been fine. But no, I want to wrestle clean. We're clean. We're clean enough, okay? That's the best you could do though to keep your job here.
You guys couldn't get the job done. I had to do something, or I'd be gone forever.
You'd be gone forever. Okay.
Now, Nova, I mean, these are some harsh words toward you. You're an accomplished champion. I mean, do you have anything to say in your defense?
Gentlemen, I've got the belt right now, all right, guys? Just work your issues out, all right? We're a unit now. Come on.
We're a unit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a unit now, Sterling. Let's keep that in mind.
Feel the power of the Gentlemen's Club.
Well, certainly in theory.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, certainly in theory, the Gentlemen's Club has grown stronger, but obviously, there's still a lot of infighting within the Gentlemen's
What are you
Club.
talking about? What
Well,
infighting?
come on, this is as dysfunctional as a Thanksgiving dinner.
Dysfunctional? That's a discussion, Guthrie. No fighting.
This is overdone. The ladies like it like this.
Hold on a second, Nova. I think I'm starting to like this guy. He's starting to come around here.
Yeah.
But why are you just in your underwear?
Whoa.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Well,
See you, buddy.
we'll see what the future holds for the Gentlemen's Club here in 3X Wrestling. As we saw in that footage, an absolutely wild night for the Gentlemen's Club. I mean, let's list everything that happened here. This could take the whole show. Hopefully it doesn't. Todd Countryman said the Gentlemen's Club would beat the Horndogs in the match, and if they didn't, he would leave 3X Wrestling forever. The Horndogs win the match. Todd Countryman, for one match, was officially gone from 3X Wrestling. Now, in the next match, the Cruiserweight title match with Casanova and Jimmy Rockwell, Todd comes out to the ring, grabs Rockwell's foot, crotches him on the top rope, leading Nova to deliver the stunner, which caused Jimmy Rockwell to now be only the second longest reigning Cruiserweight champion in 3XW history. And as a result of that action, Rockwell broke his right foot. Now, at this time, we still thought, well, what's Countryman doing out here? All the fans were confused. He was kicked out of 3X Wrestling. He revealed, as you saw, that Casanova is now a member of the Gentlemen's Club, and because of his win, a member of the Gentlemen's Club won that night, meaning he gets to stay in 3X Wrestling. Also in all that, we saw President Skylar Pierce suspend Gage Octane for touching an official after the match. So, we have Casanova as the newest member of the Gentlemen's Club. Gage Octane is suspended for October's event. And we have Todd Countryman still in 3X Wrestling. Jimmy Rockwell has broken his foot. And this all leads to, at Halloween Horror 3, we have Mark Sterling taking on Mad Dog McDowell one-on-one. Todd Countryman will be in Sterling's corner, but Sterling and Octane are having their own issues, not to mention they're having issues with Casanova being part of the Gentlemen's Club. I mean, it's really wild and woolly for those guys. Just a total anarchy.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit chaotic right now, but I'm sure that the genius mind that is Todd Countryman will be able to pull and, right the ship. But, in the back of your mind, though, you got to be thinking Casanova, a former heavyweight champion. You got Gage Octane, a former heavyweight champion, and Mark Sterling, former pure champion, and these guys have held tag team titles, all three of them. Eventually, when Gage Octane comes back, there might be a little bit of jealousy there. Obviously, Skylar Pierce sticking his nose back into the Gentleman's Club business, suspending Gage Octane because of his back shenanigans and whatnot. Then sets up this match later on where we have Mad Dog McDowell and Mark Sterling. These two guys have faced one another before, where Mark Sterling won the Pure Championship.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm phenomenally interested to see what happens with the Gentleman's Club, because if they were a cohesive unit, they'd be
unstoppable.
Who could stop them? But it's more dysfunctional than a Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, who knows what's going on with those guys? But in a moment, we're going to hear comments from the successful team of the Horndogs, Mad Dog McDowell and Crotch. Jimmy Rockwell is going to tell us a little more about his injury and the prognosis there. And the High Flyers are also going to jump in at the end and talk about their amazing win over the Daivaris, and they retained the 3XW tag team titles, but more on that in a bit. Midnight Guthrie here with the Horndogs. A fantastic victory tonight. You beat the Gentleman's Club fair and square in the middle of the ring with that fantastic tag team finisher. You've got to be feeling pumped about your victory here tonight, Crotch.
Of course we're pumped. The Gentleman's Club said that they were a great tag team, maybe even the greatest tag team the 3XW's ever seen. But I think that Mad Dog and I proved tonight that they can't shake it like the Horndogs, baby.
Yeah. And now, courtesy of Skylar Pierce, we saw Gage Octane touch the official after the match, and he has been suspended for our October show. And we now know it'll be you against Mark Sterling one-on-one, and you guys have a lot of history.
A lot of history, I should say. He took my belt last January, it was. I believe it was over a year ago, and I never got my revenge from him. Oh, it's going to be a bad, bad day for Mark Sterling.
Yeah. Should be a heck of a matchup, and we look forward to seeing that in October. Midnight Guthrie here with the former Cruiserweight champion, the Rockstar Jimmy Rockwell. It's been an unfortunate couple of weeks for you. We saw at Clobberpalooza Classic II, you're only one victory away from tying Casanova's record 15th month Cruiserweight title reign. Unfortunately, thanks to help from Todd Countryman, Casanova defeated you for that title, becoming a champion for the second time. And in the process of Countryman's interference and a coordination with the stunner from the top rope, you actually broke your foot from the attack. And we now know you just went to the doctor recently. What's the current prognosis?
I've got a fractured foot. I'm out about 2 months. I'm not going to be able to wrestle until about November. So, Casanova, Todd Countryman, you took two things from me. You took two very important things from me. First, you took my Cruiserweight title. Then you took my ability to do something I love. And while that's going to slow me down, it's not going to stop me. Get ready. Come November, when I'm back, you're the first people I'm coming for.
Tough words from Jimmy Rockwell, and we certainly wish him the best in his recovery here in the future. Hopefully he's kicking butt soon again here in 3X Wrestling. And I got through here with the High Flyers, and it was an epic win tonight in your first 3XW Tag Team title defense. You defeated Arya Daivari, one of the best cruiserweights in 3X Wrestling over the past year, and his brother, TNA Wrestling superstar Sheik Abdul Bashir. The man's held the TNA X Division title. He's wrestled all over the world, but tonight you got the Duke over Blood Brothers at that. I mean, Mike, this has got to be a huge, huge victory, probably the finest of your career.
It is. We're both really happy about this victory, Midnight Guthrie. And what's great is we proved all the naysayers wrong. There were people that were telling us that our win over the Gentleman's Club last month was a fluke, but we showed them that we're fighting champions and that we can defend these titles because I'm suicidal. Zach's unbreakable. We're the High Flyers.
I mean, absolutely, Zach. I mean, you guys look tremendous out there tonight, had excellent teamwork. And, I mean, the Daivaris are just a fantastic team in their own right. And to beat a national quality team, it's a huge moment for the 3XW Tag Team title, quite frankly.
Definitely. We're off to a great start, and there are more wins to come for the High Flyers. It's not going to stop at the Daivaris. Anybody that 3X wants to put in front of us, we are going to backflip over, take down, and fly high all the way to the victory circle. We're going to keep doing it.
Well, I'm looking forward to see what the High Flyers hold for us in the future here in 3X Wrestling. As you saw, the High Flyers, Mike Seidel and the Unbreakable Zach Thompson, successful in their first tag team title defense over teenage wrestling superstar Sheik Abdul Bashir. The man has held the X Division title. It's on TV, national TV every week. He teamed with his brother, phenomenal cruiserweight in his own right, Arya Daivari, but they lost fair and square right in the middle of the ring to the High Flyers, and probably one of the top 3XW tag team title matches we've ever had.
Well, yeah, I was a little bit shocked to see that Daivari, obviously the Daivaris lost that match. I mean, you have a big-name superstar, and you got his brother, and they hadn't really teamed a whole lot here as of late, obviously with one busy with one thing, one busy with the other. But they were a very, very good, cohesive unit, and that just really shows you just how good the High Flyers really are. I'm starting to like these kids.
I mean, they're phenomenal athletes, and at Halloween Horror 3 on October 16th at the Des Moines Social Club, it will be them taking on some of their old friends in Sexy and Smooth, the Canadian sex icon Ryan Slade, whose history with these gentlemen goes back, well, Thompson, it goes back over 2 years. His partner, AJ Smooth, a heck of a competitor in his own right, and he's had a lot of past history with both these gentlemen in 3XW. And finally, they'll face off for the first time against each other in a traditional tag team bout at Halloween Horror 3.
Well, you're right about that. Sexy and Smooth, one of my favorite tag teams here in 3XW. They've been making headlines all around the world as of late, wrestling in Canada, wrestling in Mexico, wrestling in Uzbekistan, just a rumor. But these two guys have made one of the best, fastest rising tag teams here in 3XW, and I'm really looking forward to this match.
Well, I'm extremely excited about this match. I mean, two teams that use phenomenal teamwork facing off for the 3XW tag team titles, and I'm very much looking forward to this one. It's all happening October 16th, Halloween Horror 3 at the Des Moines Social Club. Check out 3xwrestling.com for more details. And now, before we begin to discuss the Pure Wrestling title match between Tyler Cook and Kraig Keesaman, let's revisit their first match for the gold. Chad, we've always talked about how great an athlete Jeremy Wyatt is here in 3X Wrestling, and he's proven that by being the heavyweight champion. But Kraig Keesaman has not lost a match in 3X Wrestling in 14 months. And he proved how talented he is when he beat Tyler Cook, as you saw in that footage, at the King of Des Moines tournament for the Pure Wrestling title. I mean, Tyler Cook was coming off a victory over Jeremy Wyatt in July in that phenomenal ladder match, which you can pick up on DVD right now. The 4-year anniversary show is available on DVD. That being said, Kraig Keesaman, he's now the Pure Wrestling champion. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to stop him, but Tyler Cook is getting his rematch. And as a 3-time Pure Wrestling champion, I think he's got as good a chance as anybody to take the title.
Well, you might be right about that. We saw Tyler Cook take on Kraig Keesaman a month after that vicious, brutal ladder match that possibly, and I'm sure probably did, shorten the careers of both of those individuals. Yes. Not taking anything away from Kraig Keesaman, but obviously that took a certain amount of damage and a lot of toll there on Tyler Cook. But Kraig Keesaman, of course, one of my personal favorite wrestlers, just absolutely decimated Tyler Cook in that match. Tyler Cook looked nowhere near to be in ring shape, obviously still hurting from those injuries. But now Tyler Cook taking a month off finally, as by request from 3XW management, to take some time off to be able to recoup. Skylar Pierce granted him his rematch, and we're going to see these two guys at 100% health, both of them, finally do battle in 3XW.
Well, it should be a phenomenal, not just a technical battle, but a phenomenal hard-hitting battle at that. And speaking of decimation, we saw a total change in the attitude of one Ricky Kwong, now wants to be known, as you'll see in a moment, as the Laotian Sensation. He's recognizing his homeland of Laos as his, well, that's his home country, and he's renounced the fans, renounced everything he's fought for in the past. And as you'll see in a moment, he really took his anger out on Aaron Masterson, and we saw a whole new side of Ricky Kwong, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, Ricky Kwong obviously upset. I mean, he hasn't really been winning a whole lot of matches here in 3XW as of late. He's tried out numerous tag team partners, none of them very successful. And then, of course, you had Aaron Masterson, who was, quite frankly, at the wrong place at the wrong time when Ricky Kwong finally snapped.
Well, here's some words from Kwong about his recent actions.
Now I'm here with the Laotian Sensation, Ricky Kwong. Now the way I saw you take out Aaron Masterson after that defeat, you kicked him in the face, you elbow dropped him. It was amazing. You got to tell me what's going through your mind after that.
Well, let me tell you a little story about my career, okay? About 3 years ago, I got put in a tag team with Jimmy Rockwell. No disrespect to Rockwell, but I did all the work. He got all the glory, and I got thrown down in the dirt. And then I got teamed up with Pepper Cricket. Who? Pepper Cricket. And then where did my career go from there? Nowhere. And tonight, they team me up again with Aaron Masterson. Wow. No disrespect to Aaron Masterson, or nothing personal, but you were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. You were just there when my frustration just got overflowed, and you know what? It felt really darn good kicking you in the face. And honestly, if I had a choice, I'd do it again, and again, and again. So from this day forth, there's a new Ricky Kwong. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. No more, hey fans, how you doing, blah, blah. No. I feel like there's a ton of weight off my shoulders. The monkey off my back. See that? There is no monkey there. Why? Because I threw him off. And from now on, I am no longer the Asian Sensation. I am the Laotian Sensation. And for all you dummies out there who don't know where Laos is, it's a landlocked country in Southeast Asia. Okay, look it up in a map or a globe or in the internet. Do something. Just look it up. And that's where I'm from. And to finish this off, all I gotta say is, Pagod, makuha ko. No more. Go na si pai, go si ka mat. Nobody is going to get in my way again.
Well, that's not all, Chad. We saw a remarkable debut at Clobberpalooza Classic II. Rory Fox, a name many of you may remember from the MTV True Life show back at the beginning of the decade. True Life, I'm a Professional Wrestler, featured Rory Fox at the very start of his wrestling career. He made his debut at Clobberpalooza Classic II, and in stunning fashion, he defeated Tony Sly and Delicious Devin Carter in a triple threat match, pinning Carter, the former three-time 3XW heavyweight champion.
I mean, that's not just a debut. I mean, that's a showstopper right there. Nobody saw this guy coming. He wasn't announced before the show, to my knowledge.
No.
Nobody even told me he was going to be on the card. And to come out in your debut match, not only beat Tony Sly, but beat a former 3XW heavyweight champion, I mean, that's jaw-dropping.
Well, this is the excitement that 3X Wrestling brings each and every month to the Des Moines Social Club. I mean, Rory Fox is a veteran of professional wrestling. He's been around for about 10 years now. He's wrestled all over Ohio, Texas. He's made a real name for himself, and he's a huge acquisition for 3X Wrestling.
Well, you're right about that. A huge acquisition indeed. After defeating him, who knows what he could go on to here in 3XW.
Well, here's some footage of Rory in his debut for 3X Wrestling, as well as his comments after the match. Midnight Guthrie here with Rory Fox, making his surprise debut tonight in a triple threat match against Tony Sly and Devin Carter. And what a debut it was. Rory Fox came off the top rope, flying crossbody, and pinned the former three-time heavyweight champion, the only man who's ever done it, Devin Carter, right in the center of the ring. You've got to be pumped about how your match went tonight.
Oh, I'm pumped, baby. It's great to be in 3XW here in Des Moines. I'm coming fresh off a 2.5-year run in the great state of Texas. 7 titles and probably 7-10 promotions all over Texas, winning gold wherever I went. And now they called me the shining star of Texas, the real deal Rory Fox. But now I'm representing the Hawkeye State, baby, and I'm on my way to a 3XW championship.
Strong words from Rory Fox, and we definitely look forward to what you can bring to 3XW in the future. Well, folks, that all happens at Halloween Horror 3, October 16th, live from the Des Moines Social Club. Doors open at 7 p.m. Tickets are available right now at 3xwrestling.com or at Jay's Seating Hobby. You can visit them online at jayseatinghobby.com. We want to thank our sponsors for this event, Video Warehouse and Jay's Seating Hobby. And we also want to give a shout out to the Blockbuster on Merlehair Road. They, along with us and the band Darkmere, I should say, helped host a benefit event for the North Warren Fire Department. It was a phenomenal event passed last Saturday night, a great turnout for a great cause, and we want to thank everyone involved with that. Again, Halloween Horror 3, I mean, you're going to have a battle royal to determine a challenger for Jeremy Wyatt later in the night for the heavyweight title. A spectacular 3XW tag team title match between the High Flyers and Sexy and Smooth. The Pure Wrestling title will be on the line in what should be a total blockbuster of a match, with Kraig Keesaman defending against Tyler Cook. I can also announce that the Asian sensation, well, the Laotian sensation, Ricky Kwong, will be battling Aaron Masterson, we do now know. As well as Rory Fox will be in action. A lot of the other stars of 3X Wrestling will be in action that night, as well as Mark Sterling and Mad Dog McDowell. That should be a heck of a contest.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. This is one of the most action-packed shows in 3XW recent memory. Battle Royal, like you said, a tag team title match, a pure wrestling match. I mean, what more could you possibly want? You got the top stars here in 3XW, and you're going to want to make sure to come out and check it out.
You also want to check out 3xwrestling.com in the coming weeks for the complete card, as well as my latest Midnight Madness column. And pretty soon, we're going to have another match of the month online for you to watch. I mean, this one's actually going to be a contest from our Mayflowers of Power event. It should be a heck of a view, and we want to show our thanks to all the fans of 3X Wrestling who actually, our website hits in September, doubled that of August. So we want to thank everyone that checked out 3xwrestling.com. For Chad Milan, I'm Midnight Guthrie. Thank you for watching.